I went to work for American Quasar in 1968. He was president of American Quasar, and I was scared to death of him. Oh, he was tough. Woo! And he would yell for you to get so-and-so on the telephone, and when he wanted it done, he wanted it done. I was just a little secretary. That's where I met him. Then I moved, and in 1982, I was a single mother and working at a golf course and country club in Barnett, Texas. And Dick came down there and played golf, and the rest was history. We were married by 1984. Oh gosh, there aren't enough adjectives for Dick. He's caring, he's generous, honest, just probably the most honest man other than my dad I've ever known.
Well, I miss it daily, so. Gosh.
Extremely generous and extremely giving. Extremely hardworking and never give up. Very poor growing up, an only child. He grew up during the Depression, basically. The only way he could go to college, his dad told him, was to get a football scholarship. So he actually stayed in high school 3 years, had 3 senior years, failed a class on purpose so he could stay there, and he finally started getting some offers. And actually he got offers from A&M in Texas, and he took TCU, basically because he loved Dutch Myers. So he came to TCU to play football, and while he was a freshman, his daddy died. Dick kind of went off the deep end and started fighting and drinking and raising hell out on the Jacksboro Highway. And Dutch Myers just whipped him right back into shape, and he got it all together, and the rest was history. By 1987, we were very broke, because of the price of oil and gas, and because he had drilled in Canada and Trudeau refused to let him transport the gas out. Then that forced us into bankruptcy. We actually ended up selling everything we owned.
Even when he and Mom were stone broke, you couldn't tell by his attitude. You couldn't tell by his attitude. Always had a great day, always positive, always optimistic, always everything's gonna be fine and we're gonna win this deal. Didn't matter what it was.
We lost our house. Dick's car got repossessed. We ended up living in a $600 a month rent house, and we had 2 boys in college. Dick had bought me some beautiful jewelry over the years, and all my jewelry was sold, even my wedding ring. And that hurt Dick more than anything. So, and that was about when Hunter and Dick went into business together.
He had had a lot of insight on what would work, and he could make other people think it would work too. So that was really his strong suit.
Hunter put up $150,000 for Dick and $150,000 for himself, and bought us a car, and we went into business and started looking for oil and gas. That was in 1989, but he never gave up, ever.
Well, I'd get in early. He'd come in about 9. He'd stand at my door every morning and say, "Hunter Enis, what are we gonna do today?" So I miss that.
Hunter said he misses it till this day. Dick would walk in and say, "Hunter Enis, what are we doing today?" You know, that was his thing.
He knew what we were gonna do, but he just said that every day. Yeah. Great friend. We were friends for over 50 years.
These are maps that Dick colored of everything that Brad leased in the Barnett Shale, and then everything that sold, and Dick wrote at the top how much it was sold for. This one was $845 million, $250 million, $155 million, total $1.2 billion. Go Dick, Brad, Hunter, and Larry. He was just unbelievable. He really was. Dick ended up paying off every debt he owed. He even paid one bank back some money. They said, Dick, this has been gone off the books so long, we don't even want to deal with it. But he paid every dime of it back. He felt that TCU gave him an education, and because they gave him an education, he owes it back. And he's been giving back to TCU ever since. A lot of things Dick did because of the Barnett Shale and his education from TCU. The Barnett Shale and Hunter and Brad and Larry made all this possible. The man had the best attitude that you have ever seen in your life. He would not argue, and he was always happy. He was just great.